Today I have my guest Richa with me. Welcome to Fast Track Podcast. So Richa is a motivational speaker, a performance trainer, and also a life coach. And her ultimate goal is to create a world of self-inspired and self-motivated people. So she envisioned that an ideal world would be people have, found the light within, and there's no need to seek motivational speakers or motivational tools. And she works very closely with youth, women, and corporate professionals. And then she works towards the goal to help the clients widen their horizon, accept challenges, go beyond their comfort zone, and also uncover the true potential within themselves. And she also mentors people from limited mindset to have a positive and growth mindset. And I have so much to talk about on this topic as well with you today, Richa, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Yasi. Thank you for having me on your show. It's a privilege and an honor. And thank you for the kind introduction.
Yesterday, we had a Fast Track Money YouTube live session, and we talk about how to increase salaries. And then one of the key points is really about step out of your comfort zone, do more, explore new tasks, and then to grow as a person. And then as a result, maybe you get salary increase. But I think go beyond comfort zone applies to everything in life, right? To grow as a person. So to start with that, my first question is start from you. Like, how did you discover your passion in this topic and helping people to have a growth mindset? Is there any personal experience that impact you, or why did you choose to do that?
Yes, it does have a personal story behind it, and I'd like to talk about that. So I belong to Ranchi, which is in Jharkhand in India. And when we were growing up, we used to have a lot of financial difficulties. My father, he was into gambling, he was an alcoholic. We always were living in a very stressed out condition financially. And one day when I was, I think around 10 and a half years old, when I was coming back from school to my home, I saw that my father had opened my piggy bank and he removed all the money in there. And he used it to, pay off his gambling and debts, etc. I was very, very hurt, disappointed, because as a 10-year-old, that's not what you want to see your father do, right? You don't want to come back from school and see your father open a piggy bank and remove all the money in there. So for me, it started at that young age of 10, and I really thought to myself that why is my father doing something like that? What's motivating him to do something like that, to remove all the money of his little child? And slowly and steadily, I started thinking more and more about why do people do things that they do? What governs their actions? And then I started reading up a lot on it. And for me personally, I've been a big time introvert. So for me, there was a lot of fear of public speaking, a lot of fear of, how do I challenge myself to speak out in front of people? Throughout my school days and throughout my college days, I was always shy kind of a person. I never used to talk to anybody. And that kind of thing really spoke to me that, why can I not change myself? Why does my father, behave the way he behaves? And when I studied a lot about it, I realized your mindset is the most powerful thing, because the way you think is the way you behave, is the way you act. So it's all related to each other. So that's where I limited myself, and that's the kind of environment I grew up in. So that's the power of mind.
And then at what age did you start to actively changing your own mind, and what did you do to make this transformation?
So I think right after that episode, which I witnessed at home, I started, I think about 5 or 6 months after that, I was so hurt. I was so frustrated with the kind of environment which was there at home. I started to read up. From around that time, I started to make small changes in my behavior, in my actions. And I think when I was in college, that is the time I actually started to work on myself, this introvert nature which I had. And the thing that you keep telling yourself, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at math, I'm not good at public speaking, I'm not a good, I'm a lazy person, I can't lose weight. These are the beliefs that we tell ourselves. These are the stories we tell ourselves. And that kind of started, I said that that's not the way I want to live, because your actions have to be, your behavior has to be influential. And if you can't do that, if you have a limited mindset. So yes, Yati, I mean, during my college years is when I actually started to work on myself and on my mindset.
Oh, interesting. And what are the differences you have seen that happened within yourself after you started to, work on self?
So working on self is something which is very, very challenging. I'm sure all of us would agree over here that, it's the most difficult thing to work on yourself. It's easy to give excuses. It's easy to give blame to others and not take responsibility and accountability for our life. So when I started going on this self transformational journey for my own self, I realized the smallest of actions have to be really, you have to be motivated about doing that. So do not see the end result, but enjoy the process. So for example, if I wanted to get over the fear of public speaking and my mind was of the belief that you are a bad speaker or you are a bad, you're not good in, you're an introvert, you are not good in speaking in front of public. So that thing had to change step by step, and you can't expect miracles to happen overnight. So I started taking small steps which will help me to remove this fear which was there in my mind of public speaking. So, attending Toastmasters, I started taking any opportunity which will help me to speak in front of people, be it friends, family members, or any small gathering. I would take that challenge and start speaking in front of people. So that mindset started slowly changing from fear to a lot
Getting
more.
comfortable, yeah. Like you,
Yes, getting
at first
comfortable.
you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, and then later the uncomfortable situation become a comfortable situation.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that story. And by the way, I'm also in Toastmaster Club. I'm the VP for PR. Local.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice to know.
yeah, I can really relate to your story. I think in
Hmm.
Toastmaster Club, you have to do an icebreaker speech. And then
Hmm.
in the icebreaker speech, I was just like talking and try to remember my script. And then later on, I feel more comfortable just, if I stand up in front of a group of people, I just speak, there's no shaking, there's no forgetting lines. I think
Yes.
it's all start with small things. And
Yes. And you have to believe in yourself. I think that's the most important thing. You can learn so many skills, but if you don't have the mindset to learn, you will never learn it. So first of all, start believing in yourself and start talking. Your self-talk has to be positive, not negative. Go
there's
ahead.
one sentence I read somewhere is the mind leads to actions and then action leads to results. So it all starts with the mind. So let's talk about the
Absolutely.
growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And what is the difference? Can you give us like a very simple examples?
Sure. So there are broadly two types of mindset: growth mindset and fixed mindset. Growth mindset is when you believe that you have the intelligence and the talent to achieve whatever you want in your life. A fixed mindset is of the belief that if you don't have certain intelligence and talent, you will never be able to get there. Okay, so that's broadly the difference between growth and a fixed mindset. People who are of a growth mindset, they always enjoy challenges that's coming their way. They always, they delve into problems and they seek opportunities, and they don't see it as a problem as a problem. But somebody who has a fixed mindset is of the belief that this is how it is and this is how it will always be in life. They're not very adaptable and flexible towards change. Whereas a person who has a growth mindset, they love to challenge themselves and they love to put in the extra effort to achieve a particular skill. So, for example, if I say, a simple sentence like, I'm not good in math, who has a fixed mindset will look at excuses and will not even get into situations which involves mathematics. Okay. Because their belief is so strong that I am not good in maths. Whereas a person who has a growth mindset is of the belief that even if I'm not good in maths, even if I've had previous failures in maths, that's absolutely okay. I can still do it. I will still try and being good at that particular subject. So it's the basic thing about growth and fixed mindset is that the people who have growth mindset, they really believe in themselves and they look for situations and opportunities which will help them to improve themselves. For them, life is a continuous learning and they don't give up on themselves. But people who have a fixed mindset, they give up easily. If you give them any kind of feedback, they will take it in a negative manner. And also, Yasi, a very important point for growth and fixed mindset is somebody who has a growth mindset, they always see that they enjoy the process of doing something. For example, if I want to lose 20 kgs, Okay. So a person who has a fixed mindset will always look at the end result, that, okay, I have to, I am losing 20 kgs. But somebody who has a growth mindset is a person who will enjoy the process and make small, small changes in themselves, those small commitments to reduce those 20 kgs. So they will, probably start with small habits like eating healthy, going for a jog, going for any kind of workout. So they will start small, small, but they will build momentum and they will lose that 20 kgs. But a person with a fixed mindset, they are only focused on the end result. That is very, very, I mean, that's how I would like to explain growth.
Yeah, that's you explained it very well. I encounter certain situations that there are issue or a problem on hand, and then when I look at it, I feel like, okay, how can I deal with it? How can I do it? I think, okay, ask people who have already done it, Google it, learn the method, read the books, and then do it. And then I will find myself in a situation, for example, also with my family members, and then my family member will say, yeah, but I don't know how to do it. I mean, there's like immediate reaction different is someone said, I don't know how to do it, like full stop. And for me is, I don't know now, but my mind was functioning in the way is like how I can find out a way to do it. I think it's, yeah, just maybe it's a very quick check.
Yes.
You
Yes, and that is definitely that surely shows that you have a growth mindset, Yasi. So you are on the right track and you are definitely on the right method of, doing things, because that's how we all, I mean, that's how the people who are successful are, they are people who have a growth mindset. They think broad, they think larger, and they don't fix, put themselves into a box, a fixed mindset.
Yeah, and it's often if one of the the audience, if you are here and maybe you work with your teammates at workplace, you can observe how people react to certain tasks on hand. Do people say, hey, I don't know how to do it? Or some people, they react differently, try to find a way and learn themselves to deal with it. I think it's yeah, like you said, once people get out of the box, you just keep growing and developing as a person. And then next question is related to personal development. That from your personal experience with coaching, with training programs, how did you see that having growth mindset is key to personal development?
It's a very, very big factor, in fact, because in my 12 years of training and coaching and being a motivational speaker, I love what I do. I mean, I'm very, very passionate about my, empowering and transforming lives. And one thing which I realized, which was happening during this journey of training, coaching, and being a motivational speaker, is that whenever I'm speaking to people, whenever I speak to them for like 4 minutes or 5 minutes, I can understand the blueprint of their life. I can understand the kind of, thought processes they have and the kind of behaviors and actions that they indulge in. Just 5 minutes with a person, because the way they talk, they talk from their belief systems, and that's what your mindset is all about. Your beliefs, your ideas, your perceptions about life, and your attitude in life. And while I was doing all this, I realized that you may teach them the best of skills. It can be, good at being good at communication, or being good at time management, or being able to manage your stress, or being able to manage conflicts at workplace, whatever may be the skill that they're trying to learn. But if their mindset does not change, all the work is of no effort. All the work goes down the drain. So their mindset has to be renewed, and the mindset has to change for them to grasp any kind of skill that they want to learn. So I think it all starts with them, having the best mindset and the growth mindset.
Yeah, mindset is something, it's so difficult to crack, right? If someone has certain mindset, they have it for 10, 20, 30 years, and they're so used to it, they might not even aware that, okay, it's not good for them or they need to change it. How did you help people to start to crack their mindset and then achieve growth mindset?
Well, fantastic question. And again, I'd like to relate this to a personal story. Remember the story I was telling about my father when I, 10 years, 11 years that time. So when I started reading about mindset and when I started really experiencing it for myself personally, I started to do this for my father, because I realized he was a complete mess, gambling, smoking, putting our family into heavy debts, etc. I started working on him one-on-one to make him change this mindset, this fixed mindset, this, to a growth mindset, because he is a very negative person and he just refuses to change, He's like, I am like this and I will always be like this. But I started working slowly with him. And I think the kind of success I saw when I was working with my father to change his mindset, no doubt it's a lot of work, it's a lot of effort that you have to put in, but your end goal should be very, very clear. Your why should be very, very clear. You need to know why are you doing something, because that's going to propel you, that's going to really push you and thrive you into that, into whatever you're trying to achieve. So yes, even in my workshops, even in my motivational sessions, I like to ensure that people are doing small bits to improve themselves, to change their mindset. Because as I mentioned earlier, miracles don't happen overnight. You have to continuously work. So I try to understand from a participant, where are they facing the challenge? What are the obstacles that they're facing? And then I try to, in my coaching sessions also, I try to put it down for them step by step. This is how you can start. And then habits have to be consistently be used. You can't do it one day and then forget about it for the next 30 days. You have to consistently work on yourself. But I think the most important thing is your why has to be very, very clear. Why you're doing something. If your why is clear, your what and how will follow.
Yeah, this is an absolutely brilliant sentence. It all starts why, right? The golden
The golden
circle.
circle.
Yeah, it all starts.
Mr. Simon Sinek, yes, the golden circle. I think it's so true.
Just for the audience, I think one message that I want to bring it to you is that, maybe in your life, like Risha said, you want to change something but you don't know how. But maybe people might give up along the way. But if you really have the why, to dig deeper, like ask yourself why you want to get that, even there's obstacles in the way, right? It doesn't matter, you will overcome it, and then develop yourself, and in the end, enjoy the journey and achieve the results. And this is really so important. I think before we start everything, like you said, helping people to find out the why. And then growth mindset is just I would say, technique or a means, help them to get to the why. Yeah.
Yes.
And my last few questions would be, would you mind share some like stories that you experience with the professionals that you help them during workshops, maybe something to inspire our audience here?
So there was this lady, I was actually doing a Women's Day workshop. So a small story over there. This was about 1.5 years back. I was doing a small breakthrough workshop for a group of 50 ladies, 50. And there was this one lady who was, we were doing a fire walk activity and a glass walk activity. And I was telling them to walk on that, glass. There was about 5 feet glasses that we had, cracked, and they have to walk on those glasses. It's just to basically get over the mind fear of walking on glass or, walking on fire. And this one lady, she refused to, walk on the glass, because she said, no, I will not do it. Be it whatever be the case, I am not, walk on that glass. And it took me so much of time and effort to actually change her mindset. And I sat down with her and I spoke to her for an hour's time, that what exactly is stopping you? What is so while I was talking to her, the beliefs that came out were astonishing, because as a small kid, she had hurt herself and she never gave up that with that picture from her mind, because that story kept coming back to her, and she was hurt very badly with the glass. The way I encouraged her, inspired her, made her believe in herself, and really pepped her up and motivated her. And after 1.5 hours of gruesome talking and, really talking to her personally, after 1.5 hours, she actually got the courage to walk on that glass, and she still remembers it. And even after 1.5 years, she calls me up and tells me, that one episode really helped her to change her mind and the beliefs that she had. So yeah, so mindset is all about your belief system. You may have grown up in an environment which may be negative, or an environment which is not very, friendly, or it could have been an abusive environment. Whatever be the case, don't let these beliefs stick to your mind. Believe that you have the power to change these beliefs. And once you have that mindset, trust me, the journey is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a cakewalk. You just have to believe in yourself.
The sky will be the limit once you open up your mind. And this is such a brilliant story, because at the end of the day, you see people behave certain ways and they think certain ways because of their belief system. And the belief system was established from, when they were a child, like in the families, in the societies, the culture, the religion. But they, as a child, you will never think about, oh, why my parents believe that smoking is bad, why I have to go to study, why I cannot be an artist. Just stupid examples that once you really start to think, oh, this is my belief system that prevents me from doing something else in life, but maybe I need to change my belief system, to relook at it. I think this is so powerful. This is a brilliant story.
It is definitely. And as you rightly mentioned, the moment you start telling your mind that, you have to change the belief system, the realization, when that comes, I think that's the first step. You really get your insight and your intuition that you should really start making those changes in yourself. So the realization and the awareness is very important.
Yeah. And then once you start with the first switch, then you start to question yourself, oh, is this belief system that I have that I should change it as well? Or that one that is because it's, fixed mindset, I have to change. It's so interesting. I really encourage all the audience, like if you want to explore more, if you have growth mindset or not, or if you want to further develop your growth mindset, please, have a call with Richa. I think you have a contact information, right? I will put it in the description below. I think it's so interesting. I want to tell you that the story you mentioned, it's related to a book I'm reading right now. It's called Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself. And in the book, it's written that we ourselves today, the present self, consists of our memories from the past and experiences from the past. And if you want to change yourself, be a different person, have a different future, you have to change that. You need to think the future self, which is the growth mindset. If you keep thinking the old self, and if you keep thinking using the same memories and experiences you have from your old self, your future self will be still the same as the old self.
Absolutely. Very well said. Yes, absolutely. So true. If you want to make some changes in your life, you have to start making them, because that's the way forward.
And would you mind to just tell our audience in this podcast, what is your website? What's your contact information? How can they reach out to you?
Yes, so to reach out to me, friends, you can log on to my website. It's www.richamaheshwari.in. And you can also contact me on my cell phone, which is 9196199000754. And my email ID is richa@richamaheshwari.in. I will look forward to hearing from you soon.
If you haven't noted down all the information, please check the show notes of this episode. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Yasi.